Hello everyone and welcome again to Checkpoint. I'm so excited to have you watch today. Thank you for being here and thank you for all your likes, for all your comments, for all your shares and for all that you do to help this message go further and go faster. And for all of this, I am indeed grateful. Thank you for always watching. I'd like you to do me a favor today. Please start a watch party if you're watching on Facebook, and if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe and click on the notification button so that you will get every of our videos. Thank you for all that you do for us in Checkpoint, and I'm excited to have you watch today. Please let your friends know that the program Checkpoint is on and it's going to be a blessing to their lives. All right, we have a very interesting topic today. I'd like you to stay tuned because it's going to be a blessing to your life. All right, and welcome back to Checkpoint. All right, today we have a very interesting topic for you today. And the topic we have today is signs to know that you are being emotionally manipulated. Signs to know that you are being emotionally manipulated. I'd like to tell you very importantly that emotional manipulation is everywhere around us. As a matter of fact, it is very rampant. You see people getting emotionally manipulated all the time, but the challenge is this: it's difficult for many people to discover, to know that this is actually emotional manipulation. It's difficult for many people to identify, so they end up being in a relationship where they are being emotionally manipulated and they are saying, oh, this is not working, this is not okay for us, and the rest of that. But they forget that they are seeing these subtle signs of emotional manipulation and they are neglecting it. Many relationships suffer because of emotional manipulation, either from one person or from both parties. And when this happens, the relationship will ultimately lead to a heartbreaking end. Now, we want to make this stop. We want to make sure that this kind of situation does not increase or continue in a particular relationship. So if you're in a relationship and you have been sensing in some way that somebody you are in a relationship with is already in the habit of emotionally manipulating you, this video will help you so much. So please, like I said before, go ahead, invite your friends, let them know that this video will be an eye-opener and will help them in their relationship. Quickly, I'd like to be sharing with you the signs that show that you are being emotionally manipulated. I'd like to tell you that a skilled emotional manipulator can make you to lose your self-esteem, can make you to deny your reality, and can make you to even begin to doubt your sanity. You come to the point where you begin to ask yourself, is this really happening? Is this real? You live in some kind of fake cloud, some kind of fake life, and some kind of illusion of a life, and you don't know that this is because you have somebody as a partner who is an emotional manipulator. I will not only be showing you the signs of an emotional manipulator, I will also give you keys on how to overcome emotional manipulation. Are you ready for this ride? All right, let's take this ride. Number one sign that a partner in a relationship is emotionally manipulating you is that he or she can make you deny your reality. He or she can make you deny your reality. Now, it is important for you to know an emotional manipulator might be male or it can be female, all right? It is not something that is kept for a particular gender. It's not something that is restricted or exclusive for a particular gender. Both a man can be an emotional manipulator and a female can also be an emotional manipulator. Years ago, I found myself not in a relationship of some sort, but in a friendship with somebody who was an emotional manipulator. And I tell you, it is no fun to live around or be around a person who is an emotional manipulator, because all the time you'll see everything that happens in that relationship as if it is your fault. All right, you're always beating yourself up, you're always blaming yourself, and that is why you have to be very careful about these emotional manipulators. Remember, I said that number one point that tells you that this person is an emotional manipulator is that he or she makes you to deny your reality. And when they make you deny your reality, they would exaggerate things, all right? They would lie about a lot of things. And when he or she lies about that thing, they would insist and make you feel like they did not actually say the lie. So when you meet an emotional manipulator, one thing happens. He or she might say something to you or do something to you, and when you confront them on that particular issue, they will make you look like, no, I didn't do that. That must have been a figment of your imagination. That must have been from you. Oh, me, I couldn't have done that to you. When did I do this to you? They will lie about everything. Now, it is important that you make sure that you don't find yourself in a relationship with such a person. Somebody who lies about everything. Somebody who exaggerates your reality. Somebody who makes you feel like he sees that something that actually happened did not happen. So it is important that you avoid this kind of people. Don't be emotionally manipulated. When you're emotionally manipulated, they will make you look like, oh, is the sun really high? Oh no, this did not really happen. And then you'll be looking at black, and they will use every power in them, every manipulating ability and manipulating skill in them to convince you that white is black and that black is white. So you cannot afford to be in that kind of relationship. You have to stand for what you believe in. You have to insist on what you know is right. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated. A lot of people have emotionally manipulated people and made them to even commit suicide, and made them to even kill themselves, and made them to even do things that they would ordinarily not do. All right? Some will come and twist the truth that you already know. Maybe something you have known in a very long time, something you have known over the years. They will make it look like, no, this does not matter, this is not the truth, and then you will get confused. So please do everything in your power to make sure that you do not settle for an emotional manipulator in your relationship. Hope you got that. Yeah. Now I'd like to share with you number two sign of an emotional manipulator. Number two sign of an emotional manipulator. An emotional manipulator will bring out your insecurities. All right, an emotional manipulator will make sure that those things that you are insecure about, they will keep talking about it, so that they will get you to the point where you are submissive. They will get you to the point where they can manipulate you, so that they will get to the point where they can ride over you. Maybe you are a very fat person, an emotional manipulator will keep talking about your fatness, knowing fully well that you may not be able to you may have tried some things on it and you are not able to bring down that weight. An emotional manipulator will keep talking about it. If you failed in school, an emotional manipulator will keep talking about your failure. If you have a certain kind of sickness or disease, an emotional manipulator will say, oh, I would have taken you out, but if not for this disease, I would have done this for you if not for the sickness in your body. I would have done that for you if not that this happened. So an emotional manipulator will capitalize on your insecurities. Hardly will you hear an emotional manipulator talk about your good points, talk about your strong points, talk about your strengths and your capabilities. No, they would always stick to that thing that you cannot do well. An emotional manipulator will talk about the job that you lost, all right? So maybe if it's a woman in this case, the woman will say, oh, I would have done this for you, I would have done that for you. This wouldn't have happened maybe if you did not lose your job. And then they'll keep reminding you at every instance. If you are eating, they say, please calm down on the way you are eating, because you know you don't have a job and you can't be eating like this. If you eat like this, eventually everything we have in this house will get finished, or everything that we have. So an emotional manipulator will keep doing this to you. They'll bring out your worst part of you. They'll bring out your insecurities, and they will keep hammering on it over and over and over and over again, so that you keep feeling at your weakest point. Have you ever noticed anyone who is in a relationship and is always sad? That person is likely married to an emotional manipulator. An emotional manipulator will always talk about all the areas where you have failed, all the places where you have done wrong, all the places where you do not meet up, all the times that you failed at something. That is what an emotional manipulator will do. And this is not the kind of person you want to be in a relationship. I decree over your life, if you are currently in a relationship with an emotional manipulator, may God cause that relationship that is not marriage yet to be destroyed, because a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. So if you're still in a relationship, that relationship you have to stop, because you cannot hang around somebody who consistently talks about your insecurities, who consistently magnifies your insecurities. You cannot afford to be in a relationship with such a person. And in the case where you are married, I pray that God causes a change of heart to come to that person, so that he or she, whoever the person is, will have a change of heart and will know what to do in the relationship, and will magnify your strengths, magnify your capabilities, magnify your areas of potential, and then will make you a very happy and healthy person in the relationship. All right, so this is what you have to know about the emotional manipulator. All right, so number 3 thing about an emotional manipulator is that an emotional manipulator consistently uses guilt lines. An emotional manipulator consistently, somebody say consistently uses guilt lines on you. So, do you remember the story of Delilah and Samson? Yeah, Delilah was an emotional manipulator. He said, "You don't love me. If you love me, you would have showed me the source of your power. If you love me, you would have shown me the source of your strength." That is an emotional manipulator. I tell young ladies who are in a relationship and young guys equally who are in a relationship, please be careful of emotional manipulators. An emotional manipulator will tell you, if you don't have sex with me, oh, it will be a proof that you don't love me. If you don't have sex with me, it's a proof that you're not committed to our relationship. See, sex is not the only way that you can be committed in a relationship. And that is why you have to open your eyes, shine your eyes well. You cannot afford to be deceived, even in this age and in this time. All right? Avoid emotional manipulators. They will consistently use guilt lines on you. An emotional manipulator will say, oh, maybe it's a person who is already married and they're coming around. They'll say, oh, if I had met you years ago, I wouldn't have married my wife. Oh, if I had met you years ago, I wouldn't have married my husband. They are liars. They must have said that to many other guys and many other ladies. So please be careful and don't fall for their lines. There are several, a whole list of guilt lines that you should not fall for. Tell yourself that you are confident in who you are confident in your potentials, you are confident in how God made you, and stand up for yourself. All right, don't come to the point where they use guilt lines to push you down, guilt lines to make you sin, guilt lines to make you lose your guard, guilt lines to make you do things that you would ordinarily not do. All right, so please insist on the right thing and do what is right. Don't allow guilt lines to push you. All right, a lot of people, when they call you on the phone, say, oh, you have forgotten me. Don't start my conversation like that. I've had calls like that, and if I pick your calls, I've picked people's calls at different times, and they say, oh, I've been trying to call you, and I've been trying to call you, and you're going to be picking my call. For crying out loud, I just picked your call now, and you are using the first few minutes that you have used to introduce yourself and tell me exactly what you want to say. You are using those minutes to tell me about all the times I did not pick your call. Do you know how busy I have been? So don't let guilt lines rule you. Don't let guilt lines decide what you do. A lot of people say, oh, I've been calling you, and you did not pick my call. But hello, I just picked your call. So why not maximize that time? Tell me who you are and tell me what you want me to do for you. So it's very imperative that you do not tolerate the guilt lines, because what you tolerate will eventually appreciate in your life. What you tolerate will eventually increase in your life. So don't tolerate such treatment, such words from people. And sometimes these guilt lines can even be body languages. Whatever form it comes in, make up your mind to insist on what is right for yourself. Don't tolerate it, don't accept it, and don't fall for it. Most importantly, a person who is an emotional manipulator will always use guilt lines on you, will always tell you, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, if this had not happened. See, don't tolerate any of such things. make the person know that, see, you can tell me what you want to tell me without using a guilt line on me. You can call me when you want to call me without using a guilt line on me. They make you to consistently apologize for even things that you did not do, and this is not right. Number 4 sign of an emotional manipulator is that an emotional manipulator plays the victim all the time. An emotional manipulator plays the victim all the time. Even if they are the ones who did something to hurt you, they will still play the victim. Have you ever been in a relationship, or you have seen a group of a person or people who are in a relationship, and one person keeps apologizing all the time? That is an emotional manipulation. One person keeps apologizing all the time. Even if you hurt me, I apologize. And I hurt you, I apologize. That is no life at all. You have to tell yourself, I cannot keep playing the perp. Because when somebody plays the victim, they make you the perp, they make you the perpetrator. And you cannot always be the perp, all right? So, when you are in a relationship with somebody and they are always saying, oh, see what you did to me. You looked at me that way. You made me feel bad that way. And this is consistent, believe you me, it is draining. It can suck the very life out of you. Don't find yourself in a relationship with somebody who is consistently sucking life out of you, who is always playing the victim and making you the pep. It is not your problem. You are not the reason why that happened. I've seen people who are in a relationship with somebody and they are always saying, oh, because he did this, that is why I am like this. Because he did that, that's why I am like this. And they keep complaining. They make it look like their lives would have been better without you, and that you are the reason for them being stuck. You are the reason for them being poor. You are the reason for them being sick. You are the reason for them being fat. You are the reason for them being weak. You are the reason for them being failing in life. You are the reason for them being sacked. Please stop accepting to be the perpetrator. Let them know that you are not the reason why something happened. I'm not saying that when you have truly offended, you should not genuinely apologize. When you have truly offended, please genuinely apologize from the bottom of your heart. Let the person know that I am sorry for what I did to you. But this is a different scenario. It is not just about you saying you are sorry for what you did. It is very important, very key that you do not accept to be the perpetrator at every given time. An emotional manipulator will make you, in fact, if they want some money, they will manipulate you emotionally. They'll make you feel sorry all the time. When you are in a relationship and somebody is consistently making you feel sorry, that is no healthy relationship. So please watch out. Watch out and take notes. You cannot afford to continue in that kind of lifestyle. Is that okay? All right, number 5, sign for you to know who an emotional manipulator is that he or she knows your weak points and is not scared and pushes it at will. He or she knows your weak points and he or she consistently pushes your weak points at will. All right, they know that you're not good in this area, but they keep pushing you in that direction. They know that you likely fail in this area. They keep pushing you in that direction. They know that that any little thing that happens, you can really get angry in this kind of thing. And then what do? They'll look for opportunities to provoke you, to tune you to become angry. Some people used to call it your mumu button. I don't know whatever it is, but some people know your mumu button. They know your angry button. They know the button that makes you overreact. They know the button that makes you misbehave, and they keep pushing because they know that if they push this button, you will eventually react in a certain way. They have understood you. They can predict you to a certain extent, and they keep doing it so that you keep looking bad before people, and that is their aim. The aim of the emotional manipulator is to make you to keep looking bad before people, to make you to keep being hated, to make you to be looked down on. And when that happens, they will not say, oh, don't worry, they may hate you, but I am your friend. I am always by your side. Don't mind the people that hate you. But they are the reason why you are being hated. He or she is the reason why people are treating you badly, because they have been pushing your weak buttons and you have been overreacting and reacting based on what they have done. So you cannot allow yourself to be manipulated to that point. All right. So when they say, oh, everybody hates you, but we will love you, they are maximizing your pain. They are maximizing your weak points, and you cannot allow. In fact, you cannot give somebody that kind of power in your life. So you cannot give somebody that kind of power in your life. No, 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 no. Say no to emotional manipulation. Say no to anyone who comes to manipulate your life. In fact, as a matter of fact, some even in marriage, a wife can make you hate your family so much. A wife can make you hate your sisters, hate your brothers for no reason at all, so that she can have the utmost place in your life. And that is a wrong way to love somebody. That is a wrong way to show love to somebody. Some men are like that. They get married to you and then they make you hate your family. They make you hate your siblings. They make you hate your parents. You can't reach out to them because you are married to them, so that you can always look up to them. That is emotional manipulation. Today, let's say no to every form of emotional manipulation. Let's say no. We can no longer be manipulated like that. If you're in a relationship like that, please run for your dear life. If you're in a marriage like that, I pray that God vindicates you so soon. I pray that God makes a way and turns things around for you in the name of Jesus. You cannot continue to be emotionally manipulated, because that is not healthy for you. That's not healthy for anyone around you. All right, another sign, number 6 sign of an emotional manipulator is that he or she keeps gaslighting you. He or she keeps gaslighting you. The dictionary meaning of gaslighting is to manipulate someone psychologically such that the person questions their own memory perception. All right, therefore evoking in them low self-esteem and cognitive dissonance. You manipulate somebody, they keep gaslighting you, they keep making you, they keep playing on your mind, they keep making you doubt your sanity. You begin to say, am I really okay? They make you to doubt and question your own memory. They make you to question your own perception. They make you to question your own sanity. And you cannot continue like that. In case this has happened to you over time and then you are asking yourself, what can I do? This is your answer right now. Somebody might be a believer, and he or she made you to fall into sin and committed fornication, and after that he or she is consistently using that on you, manipulating you, making you feel like, oh, you are no one before God, you are nothing before God, you have already sinned against God. Listen to me, just go ask God for forgiveness and start afresh. It is never too late to start afresh. It is never too late to believe God again. It is never too late to reconsecrate yourself again. You may have fallen, but don't remain there. The righteous fall 7 times and they rise back up again. You are not meant to remain on the ground. You are meant to fall. Even when you fall, you are meant to rise up again. See, falling on the ground might not be a problem. It might not be your fault that you fell on the ground, but it is your fault that you remain there. It might not be your fault that you fell on the ground, but it is your fault if you remain there. You cannot remain on the ground. If you are fallen, stand up right back again. Don't allow him or her to keep gaslighting you, to keep manipulating you, to keep playing your mind, to keep making you doubt your own sanity. A lot of people have done this to people they are in a relationship with, and this is so terrible a thing that anybody should do. If you are in a relationship with an emotional manipulator, you have to say no, and you have to stop allowing them, giving them that power over you. Number 7 sign for you to know that this person is an emotional manipulator is that he or she blackmails you. He or she blackmails you. All right, they tell you, oh, you have to do this or else we will expose you. You have to do this or else we will show everybody who you truly are. So they control you through your fear. They control you through your fear. The fear of what you don't want to happen. The fear of the unknown, all right? The fear of acceptance. You are afraid that if people know this about me, will they still accept me? They tell you that they love you, that it's because of the love they have for you. That is why they have not shown the world this side of you. They tell you that, oh, no matter what you do, you will always be known by this. And please don't, you see, when they begin to manipulate you like this, you won't even know what you are doing. Don't allow yourself to come to a place of blackmail. I tell people who have been who are being threatened to be blackmailed, that the worst way, a blackmailer thrives in secret. The strength, the power of a blackmailer is in the secret. As a matter of fact, if they have anything against you, allow them to put it out there, because it is fear. Once you have that fear, you are over with it. It's gone. It's in your past. So don't make them think that you are afraid of what has happened to be out there. People make mistakes. You make mistakes. When you make mistakes, rise up again for your mistakes. There is no mistake that anybody has done that cannot be forgiven. All right? So don't give the blackmailer power over you by being afraid or showing them that you are afraid of what they will do to you. So please deny the blackmailer that strength. If they want to expose you, they should go ahead and expose you. After a while, things will calm down. So don't kill yourself over that blackmail. I tell you, don't kill yourself over that blackmail. Don't show them the fear, because once the blackmailer knows that you have fear in you, they will use it against you. An emotional manipulator will always blackmail you. They will blackmail you over what you have done. They will blackmail you over what you have said. They will blackmail you over what you have, over what you use. Several things, areas where they can blackmail you. But the power that drives them is the power of your fear. You cannot allow yourself to be emotionally blackmailed. And I'll be showing you how to overcome emotional manipulation, because I have shown you the 7 signs of an emotional manipulator. Number 1, I told you that an emotional manipulator can make you deny your present reality. I have also told you that an emotional manipulator will bring out your insecurities. I also told you that an emotional manipulator will consistently use guilt lines on you, and you shouldn't allow this to continue. An emotional manipulator, number 4, will play victim and make you the pep. An emotional manipulator knows your weak points and pushes them at will. I told you, number 6, that an emotional manipulator keeps gaslighting you. And number 7, I told you that an emotional manipulator will blackmail you. So I don't want you to find yourself in an emotional manipulating relationship. All right, say no to it from today. Now, quickly, let me share with you how to overcome emotional manipulation. Are you ready? Number 1, be aware of the signs of an emotional manipulator. Be aware of the signs of an emotional manipulator and recognize them for who they are. Be aware of the signs. How will you know if you don't study? How will you know if you don't watch this video? So if you're watching this video and you have somebody, a family member, who you think is in an emotionally manipulating relationship, send them this video. Send them the link of this video so they can watch. And when they watch, they'll be liberated. All right? Be aware of the signs of an emotional manipulator and recognize them for who they are. When you know what they are doing, you recognize them, you are aware, they lose their power to manipulate you. They lose their strength in manipulating you. And that is one thing you really have to do for yourself. It is one thing you really have to do for yourself, for members of your family. It is essential that you are aware and you recognize them for who they are. Number 2, don't try to beat them at their game, all right? Don't try to beat them at their own game. This is a game they have studied very well. Some children, from when they are very tender, have started manipulating their mothers, started manipulating their fathers. Some kids know how to make a particular baby face, and then their parents give them whatever they want. They know how to fake sickness, they know how to fake different things, and then it keeps getting their parents. So from childhood, they have been mastering the act of manipulation, and you cannot allow yourself to get married to somebody like that and then continue to enable their manipulation. So you have to make up your mind not to beat them at their own game. Don't start. If you know that they're already manipulating, don't say, oh, I will show them that I can manipulate. See, some of them are very skilled at manipulation. They know all the right words to say. I tell a lot of married ladies, don't be deceived. Don't be deceived, married women. There are guys that are hovering around you like sons of Belial, hovering around you like vultures, hovering around you like predators. What do they want? They will tell you everything your husband will not tell you. They will say all the right things. They will look right. They will look as nice as you want them to look, even in your dreams. And they will tell you everything that your husband has forgotten to tell you. They will say all the nice things that your husband has forgotten to tell you. The moment you step out from your relationship and lose that relationship, their true color is revealed. Their true identity is revealed. You cannot afford to be deceived. Don't let yourself to be deceived. Don't allow yourself to be deceived. They are saying all those things until they lie with you in bed. The moment they lie with you in bed, then they will reveal their true colors. You cannot allow that to happen. In the same way, married men, I tell you, there are ladies who look all perfect. They look all covered with the right set of boobs and the right set of bum, and then they look like exactly what you want, even in your dreams, in your world of fantasy. And they will do all the nice things, look very submissive, look very respectful, tell you all the yes and all the sass that you want to hear. The moment you marry them, they would even be worse than the wife you think is disrespecting you at home right now. So be careful. These daughters of Jezebel, hovering everywhere around, hovering up and down like predators, like vultures, waiting to eat you up. You cannot afford to allow yourself to be deceived like that. So please, it's important that you enjoy the wife of your youth. Enjoy the husband of your youth. Appreciate what God has already given to you. And believe that better days are still ahead, that things will change for the better. So please don't beat manipulators at their game. They are hovering around. Some of these emotional manipulators are trying to drag you away from your matrimonial home. Some of them are trying to take you away from your husband. Some of them are trying to take you away from your wife. And the terrible thing is that they would appear like angels of light, only for you to discover that they are wolves in cheap clothing. You cannot allow that to happen. You cannot be deceived. You cannot be gullible, even in this time and age. Young woman, married woman, see, enjoy your husband. He may not have said all the right things. He may not have done all the right things. He may not have opened the door for you or sent you some flowers or sent you some romantic messages. But believe you me, that man is trying. That other guy that is meeting you up on social media, telling you all the nice things, hooking up with you on video calls and chats, please be careful. Once they get what they want, once they get to lie with you in bed, it is gone. They forget all those things. They take their original form, because no right thinking person will know that a woman is in marriage and draw her out of that marriage. No nice person, no good person, no kind person will talk down on your husband and make you feel like your husband is not doing enough. So please, I want to encourage you, stick to what God has blessed you with, and then better days will be ahead of you. Now, number 3 way on how to overcome emotional manipulation is that you have to maintain both physical and emotional distance. Maintain both physical and emotional distance. Establish boundaries proactively. Don't establish the boundaries when you have already been manipulated, all right? It will make sense. Establish these boundaries proactively. Know them. By their fruits you will know them. When they begin to come with their nice words, with their wonderful words, because an emotional manipulator is usually nice at the beginning. They are not usually bad at the end. They are usually so nice at the beginning. So nice that you fall into their trap. Then when you have fallen into their trap, they would dry you up. They will squeeze life out of you. They will squeeze happiness out of you. They will squeeze sanity out of you. And you cannot allow that to happen to you. So I want to encourage you, wonderful people, if you find yourself around an emotional manipulator, keep both physical and emotional distance. You may be keeping a physical distance, but if they are still talking to you, they are still chatting you up, they are still sending you messages, there is still an emotional connection. So stay away from them and establish these boundaries proactively. Don't establish it after they have manipulated you. It may not work because your mind is already changed, is already twisted in certain areas. So proactively establish boundaries. Establish these boundaries before anything begins to happen. On social media, you see them. They say, hello, beautiful woman. And I guess your husband has not had time to call you beautiful woman in over 2 or 3 years. All right? Because he's been busy. Now, I'm not making excuses for the man, but because he's been perturbed, okay? He has been encumbered with a lot of pressures from family, from making money, from meeting up with things that need to be met up. So please, when your husband is not able to tell you those things, and then you begin to get those messages, you begin to get those calls, please hush the person. Tell the person, no, stop this. I am married, I am happy. And it doesn't matter whether I have everything I want in my home. What is most important is that this is where God has placed me for now, and I am willing to make it work. So I want to encourage you, establish boundaries. Let your no be no. And please always know that no is a complete sentence. Can we say it together? No is a complete sentence. I don't want it is I don't want it. And when you don't want it, don't by your body language show that you really want. Alright? When you say I don't want this, don't show by your body language that you want it somehow. No. Say no and mean it. Say no and show it. Because your mouth cannot be saying one thing and then your actions are saying the opposite thing. And then number 4, refuse to cooperate with the person. Refuse to cooperate further with that emotional manipulator. One thing you have to know is that nobody can manipulate you without your consent. Nobody can manipulate you without your cooperation. So refuse to cooperate with the emotional manipulator. That person would come around and want to hang out and want to say, okay, let's just be friends, let's just be talking, all right? So we may not have a relationship, but let's just be talking. Don't forget that sometimes the handshake, when it gets to the fist, it has become quarrel, it has become a fight. When somebody is shaking you, apart from the handshake and it begins to get to the fist, that is no longer a handshake. It has become a fight. Be careful. There is what we call the law of progression. By just chatting, you begin to think about the person. By just sending messages, you begin to feel or get beclouded in your mind about the person. And when this happens, you begin to think about the person, you begin to dream about the person, and you begin to have nice dreams. And before you know it, physically, you begin to re-engage with the person in ways that you do not want to do. The best way to cut off, to deal with a cancer is to cut it off. When you see cancer, the best thing to do to it is to cut it off. So cut that relationship away from your life, all right? If you know this person is an emotional manipulator, don't even accept to be friends. All right, the Bible says that you should love all the people, everyone. The Bible did not say you should be friends with everyone. The Bible did not clearly say that we should be careful about who we call friends. We should be careful about the friends, all right? So a man who must have friends must show himself friendly. So friendship is not for everybody. Love is for all men. Love all men, love all women, love everyone who God has created. But please choose your friends. Don't allow your friends to choose you. And in the same way, don't choose an emotional manipulator as a friend. Not even accept friendship from them. Because eventually from friendship, they will keep advancing until they destroy your life and squeeze all the happiness that you have in your life. It is my utmost prayer that every emotional manipulator in your life change and turn around in the name of Jesus. And then if you are not yet married to one and you notice that emotional manipulation, please run for your dear life. Please look for some other person that is better for you. You cannot start now to begin to suffer. And if you're already married to one, though I don't know what to say, but one thing is sure, may God cause the person to turn around. Why am I saying this? Because emotional manipulation may not be the strongest basis upon which a marriage should be dissolved. So that is why I am praying instead of telling you to run away or jump away from that relationship. So please do well to pray and ask the Lord to change your heart. The Bible says that the heart of kings is in God's hand and He turns it to whichever direction He wills. I pray that God will cause the person, he or she, to have a change of heart. And then you refuse to cooperate with them, because when you refuse to cooperate with them, their power ceases. Don't give them the power of fear or the power of weakness. Don't show them your weakness, because you have to be strong for yourself. So these are the few thoughts I decided to share with you today on Checkpoint, and I am so excited that you are here today, and I know you have been blessed by this point. Your eyes have been opened to the signs of an emotional manipulator, and you know how to overcome emotional manipulation. I'm glad you are here, and please do well to share this video. Let everyone know that this is a video with this kind of quality, with this kind of stuff is on, that will be a blessing to their lives. Please share them, start a watch party of your own, and then you'll be blessed on every side. So until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you. Cheers.